Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm here with the weekly meditation, Sunday meditation, but a meditation for this week, given the astrology happenings and transits that are happening. So I mentioned in the forecast that this is a week for, releasing, dissolving, but also a week for discernment and integrity. So that's what we're going to be working with, or that's what I want to kind of offer a meditation to support us with those energies. So let's go ahead and just begin by uh, I'm going to invite you to just find some place where you can sit or lie where you won't be disturbed and find just a space where your body can feel supported, where your spine can be straight. And go ahead and just gently let your eyes close. Breathing in through your nose, take a nice, easy breath in. And releasing through your mouth. Take a nice long exhale. Breathing in again, in through your nose. Slower, softer, deeper breath. Exhaling, take your time. And if you can, let your exhale be just slightly longer than your inhale. One more time, breathing in. Nice deep breath in through the nose and exhaling through your mouth. And see if you can just let your breath be natural now, but let yourself soften. Let yourself receive the message that you're safe to soften and to relax. And if you'd like, you can place one hand on your heart and one hand on your tummy. If your hands are there, you can feel the warmth of your physical presence. If you're just connecting to those spaces, you can feel the presence of the heart and the sacral center. But feel the steadiness of you as you're connecting to your heart and your gut, your sacral center. So this week's energy carries Neptune's energy pretty strongly, and Neptune can feel like fog or uncertainty, but it also is spiritual sensitivity. So without forcing an answer, as you have your hands on your heart and your stomach, invite the question or entertain, where have I been trying to push through uncertainty? Or where have I been asking for clarity before my system is ready? And as you're checking in with yourself, let the answers be, they can be sensations even instead of words. Let them just show themselves to you in an image and just an intuitive knowing. And it's okay if, as you're asking this, where have I been trying to push through uncertainty? Where have I been asking for clarity before my system is ready? If you don't know that answer, it's also an interesting place to notice if there's any tightening that your body has in reaction to those questions. There might be an answer there. If there is tightening, is it in your jaw? Is it in your chest? Is it in your belly? Is it in your hands? If there's any tension, you can just kind of gently notice it and just observe. This is where I hold. This is where I brace against the unknown. And if there is any tension in your body, we're going to release it now without needing a why, without needing a lot of words or a story. So let's go ahead and breathe in. Take a slower breath. Inhale for a count of 4. And exhale. Let it be longer than your inhale. Maybe exhale for a count of 6. Breathing in again. Same length on the inhale. And as you take a longer exhale, just sigh. Let the sigh be audible. Let it move any kind of energy. Imagine with the sound, it's moving stuck energy. Breathing in again. And exhale. And just let it, that sigh move any stuck energy out of your chest, out of your heart, out of your throat, even out of your third eye. And then just returning to the breath. We're going to breathe in now. And if you feel comfortable or natural, you can just inhale. And then as you exhale, just take a low hum, a soft vibration. Mm. And let that hum be a medicine, not a performance. There's no judgment here. We're just feeling into the vibration, and humming is energetic medicine. By the way, let's breathe in again. And then just as you exhale, hum. Mm. And feel the vibration moving through your chest, moving in your throat, moving up into your third eye, moving down into your belly. Just gently clearing. Let's do this one more time. Breathing in. And as you exhale, hum. Mm. And now go ahead and bring to mind one situation that you're moving through at this time of your life. Nothing overwhelming, just something that feels present. And as you bring the situation to mind, just ask yourself, what does fear feel like in my body when I think of this? And just notice the signature. It might be tightness, it might be constriction, it might be speed or urgency or some kind of sense of spinning thoughts. And we're just witnessing here. We're not trying to fix it. We're just letting the breath be easy. No judgment. Bring the energy and the wisdom of the breath to identifying what does fear feel like. And then next ask, what does truth feel like in my body when I think of this particular situation? And as you check in, notice if truth feels a little bit almost quieter, slower, more spacious, more neutral. It's interesting. I feel like, truth might doesn't have the same tenor of fear, not the same intensity, but instead of the urgency, there's this sense of alignment. For me, when I think of truth, it might not feel as elated as good, but it feels clean. It feels easy, feels neutral. And then either aloud or just silently to yourself, just quietly affirm, I do not need to act from fear. Feel the truth of that as you speak or just say those words internally. I do not need to act from fear. Let's follow that by the statement, I am allowed to wait for what is true. I feel the power in that. Feel the truth in that. I am allowed to wait for what is true. There's a sense of wisdom and certainty. And now imagine or connect with your energetic field, the aura of light that exists around your body. It's typically an egg-shaped energy field. And in your mind's eye, just imagine that there's that space, just like there's a space where the skin meets the air around us, our physical body, where our energetic field ends. There's this sort of membrane. There's a space where we end and everything else begins. And imagine right at that space around the end, all the edges of your aura, there's a soft boundary of light. And notice what color it is. It might be silver, it might be gold. This light is not a wall, it's a membrane. It's this wise and loving filter. And just feel yourself that all the edges of your aura surrounded by this light, gold or silver, whatever other color might come through. And say to yourself aloud or inwardly, only what is real is welcome here. Only what is real is welcome here. As if this light is just going to be a filter to allow the things that are true for you to come in. And then also say aloud or inwardly, only what is aligned may remain here. Only what is aligned may remain here. And imagine this light is almost just sucking out anything that's ready to be released from your field. And it's just gently pushing it outside of your field, outside of this sheath of gold or silver light. Imagine anything unclear or heavy just dissolving, being pulled out of you. And as this happens, it's not dramatic, it's just natural. It's effortless. And with Neptune, it's almost magnetic. And as I mentioned in the podcast for this week's astrology, this week's medicine is not for us to figure it all out. This week's medicine is for us to stay aware of the energy, aware of the vibrations, and to take smaller steps that are aligned and authentic and true. And just ask yourself inwardly now, what is one honest, true, aligned step that I can take that does not require forcing, that feels more like that magnetic pull or that flow? And just let one small action come to mind. Maybe it's a conversation. Maybe it's just a boundary or rest or a decision not to decide yet and to take your time. Maybe it's a simple task. Maybe it's letting something go. Maybe it's just simply pausing. And as you're imagining yourself taking that one simple step this week, quietly affirm to yourself aloud or internally, I move with integrity. And that integrity is to your personal truth. I move with integrity. I move with alignment. I move with alignment. And now bring your attention back to your breath. Just let your body naturally breathe and feel the air moving in and out of your nostrils. Feel the rise and fall of your ribs. Feel, if you still have it, one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And we'll close with three just soft statements aloud or internally. I choose clarity over illusion. Let that soak in as you speak it or just think it. I choose clarity over illusion. I choose truth over urgency. Feel the power in that. I choose truth over urgency. And then I choose rest and pause when my system asks for rest and pause. I choose rest or pause when my system asks me to rest or pause. Feel the power in that. And then when you're ready, you can take your hands, if they've been on your heart and your belly, just let them rest in your lap, and you can just gently open the eyes. Thank you guys for joining me for this meditation. I hope you find it helpful. I am this week launching the Lunar Herbal Alchemy membership subscription. We're doing 2 gatherings every lunar cycle with the new moon and full moon. So if you want to dive deeper, if you had a chance to check out the Lunar Herbal Alchemy Intensive, I'll put the links in the notes for this show. Have a blessed week and tons of love.